21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Many people have gotten into real estate investing and are struggling really hard right now. Higher interest rates, higher valuations, and they don't know where to turn. They're lost. They're having a tough time growing, and they're getting very frustrated. And so we help maneuver them through success and profitability in real estate investing. My name is Toby Potter, and I'm with Global Integrity Finance. I've been in real estate investing for 30 years, and I work with real estate investors, helping them overcome issues that they're facing day in and day out, finding the right properties, managing the reconstruction of those properties, finding the right financing, and ensuring success and profitability. Been doing this for 30 years, and we work hand in hand with all real estate investors nationwide, trying to build, grow, develop real estate portfolios. Interest rates have taken an all-time high right now. Valuations on properties have hit an all-time high, and real estate investors are struggling to grow and build. As you know, we came out of COVID, which was a turbulent time, which a lot of real estate investors got into real estate investing because interest rates were really low, and then immediately interest rates shot up without any kind of notice, catching them with their pants down, basically, not knowing where to turn, stressing and struggling, saying, oh my gosh, what do we do now? We see this every day. In fact, we see a lot of real estate investors that are just lost. They're confused. They don't know where to turn. They don't know if they should wait. They don't know if they're thinking that interest rates are going to come down. And they just don't have the right guidance and direction to make the most educated decision on what will work for them and how they structure it correctly to ensure that they do the right thing for, again, success and profitability. I've been through the real estate crash of 2008. We had a huge mortgage company then, had millions and millions of dollars, lost it all through the real estate crash of 2008. Rebounded, came back and started Global Integrity Finance. Built it up, as you talked about earlier, we built that up to an Inc. 5,000 top 100 fastest growing company. So we were able to pivot, reposition, grow and build through real estate investing, real estate lending, and then boom, COVID hits and another disaster hits. Capital markets pulls out, everybody freezes up, Wall Street freezes up, real estate investing freezes up. And we're like, as a bank, as a lender, we didn't know what to do. We pivoted, started doing other refinances, maneuvering through this, and then again became Inc. Magazine's top 100 fastest growing real estate lenders nationwide. And then, so now through all that, Martin, we see and understand that some people need guidance, need direction. And as a real estate investor, real estate lender, we're able to coach, mentor, and partner with them to be able to ensure that they're doing things right, they're seeing the right deals, they're finding the right deals. We buy properties. I've seen over 6,000 deals in the last 10 years. I've underwritten over 6,000 deals in the last 10 years. I have funded over 3,700 deals. And so we've seen it all. We know it, we understand it. I flipped over 100 deals myself. Last year, we bought over 300 units and took those deals and leveraged them correctly to where we have a balance of about maybe 10 million on those properties, but the valuation is over 20 million. So we 2x'd our money. So we know what we're doing. We've been there, we've done that. And now we want to be able to work with listeners like yours, understanding the platform that you built, really recognizing the value that you bring to your listeners. We want to partner up with that and help everybody on here understand we can help them grow and build their real estate portfolio because we've been there, done that. We've been in the trenches. I'm not so far removed. I work hand in hand through our coaching, through our mentoring, through our partnering, through our lending to ensure that they get the right deals, the right understanding, and the right building of strategies and disciplines to grow their real estate portfolio. Let me give you an example, Martin. So we started buying multifamily units last year, and the first thing we looked at was distressed multifamily. And so what we're going to work with you, Martin, is start looking for distressed properties. Start looking for why this deal is of value and how you can see that. So we bought a property last year. It was a 94 unit property that we literally assumed the note because the seller was upside down. He was out of town, out of state. We assumed that note. So we bought a $3 million property for $5,000. And this is the kind of things we're going to teach you how to look for them. Literally bought a 94 unit complex in Longview, Texas. And my closing cost at the end of the day was a little over $5,000. Not only did we do that, Martin, but then we worked with the bank and said, hey, we need additional money to rehab it. We got another $1 million line of credit on top of that. So we bought a 94 unit at 4% interest rate on a 30-year note, $5,000 out of pocket, and then pickied it up with a $1 million line of credit to do the rehab. These are the kind of things we're going to teach you as a consumer, as our client, because here's when you understand that and you see that, you're going to go to the next level time and time and time again. So, we see these deals all the time, and we're going to show you how to go see these examples. We have deals here in Texas to where my son-in-law was looking for properties, went through 20, 30, 40 different deals. And we kept telling him, you're looking the wrong way. You're looking the wrong way. I need you to focus on this. And lo and behold, he found a property that he bought for $370,000. We're putting about $60,000 in rehab into it, and he's going to be able to flip it for $565,000. And it's going to happen in 6 months. These are the kind of structures and strategies that we do that works with our clients and help them understand why these deals don't work and why this deal does work. And when you find that, it becomes a gold mine. So when I talk about looking at the wrong deals, looking the wrong way, most new investors go straight to Zillow. They go to realtor.com. They go find realtors and MLS and all that, multi-level listings. That is the wrong way, because by the time a property hits the internet, it's too late. Meaning, if you go onto Zillow, to realtor.com, to the NMLS, and you find a property you think works, here's what I'm going to tell you, Martin. 7,000, 10,000 other investors have already looked at that property and walked away. That's why it's on the internet. That's not a good deal. If that many other investors have walked away, then that's not a good deal. You have to find the deals before everybody else finds them. We have to understand that real estate investing has become the biggest, fastest growing thing for retirement. 401ks aren't working. IRAs aren't working. Stock market's not working. None of that is working. So everybody says, hey, I've been working on my job for 20, 25 years. I've been putting in my distributions every month, but I'm not going to be able to retire on that. So then they look at real estate to get into real estate and want to build and grow a portfolio, meaning there's more investors today than ever before, and there's less good deals on the market today. So I want to teach you how to find the right deal and look through the right venue. Off-market deals, how to find them, how to spot them, how to acquire them, and be that insider that's making cash on deals that nobody else knew about. That's how I found that that apartment complex was not listed. It came to me through a broker, through a relationship, and somebody said, hey, my guy needs to dump this property. I represented him when he bought it. He called me, needs to dump it, and he wants too much. What do? I know you're a lender. Can you refinance him? No, I'm not going to refinance him. Do you want to buy it? Yeah. And then we started negotiating. But because I knew he was stressed, I knew he was upside down, I knew he needed out, puts me in the driver's seat. If you find a deal on the internet, they're on the driver's seat. They've got control. So we want to teach you how to get those things off market and brings value to the whole platform. Real estate is a fickle industry. Right now, we're in a very downsided platform of real estate. Interest rates are high, valuations are high, but the one thing that everybody forgets about is that we have over a 6.5 million housing shortage nationwide. So you got 6.5 million people needing housing and they can't find it. So the demand is also high. And so what we want to make sure is that you don't get aggressive, you don't get greedy, and you don't get complacent, that you're always buying the right type of properties that has a demand. Meaning there's 100,000 properties on the market. There's deals everywhere. You can pull up a zip code in Zillow right now, just type in a zip code, say what's for sale, and you get a list of 10,000 properties. Doesn't mean they're the right deal. So what we have to ensure is that you understand why those are out there, they're going to stay out there, and can you make them a good deal to be recession proof? Most of our clients today are not flipping properties. They're not buying them, fixing them, and selling them. They're buying them, fixing them, and renting them, building a portfolio, which is long-term retirement growth. They get the cash flow today, but they're getting equity tomorrow. So I'm being able to, I'll buy a house, I'll put Martin in the house, his rent's gonna pay my mortgage. And over time, that property is gonna appreciate, plus the balance is gonna decline, so that if a recession hits, a harder recession, I've got built-in equity and I've got somebody making my payments, so I'm not cashed out. And this is what we build a strategy behind, is to make sure, and you've got to buy properties. The old adage, location, 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 is golden. Just because there's properties available in Detroit, Michigan, doesn't mean you go buy properties in Detroit, Michigan. You can buy them 30, 40 cents on the dollar. Don't do it. Buy properties where there's a demand for housing, a demand for people moving into, and that they understand that you have a growth every year of population. And that's so important. This enables a recession problem. One of the things we want to continue building with you is understanding where the market is. It used to be Phoenix, Arizona. It's not there anymore, a little bit, but now it's moving to the southeast. And why that is because that's a more stabilized economical state, economical cities. And so we teach you to follow. It's kind of like fish follow the current, they follow the feed. And so you have the feeder fish, you have real estate investors learn that trait. We teach that trait. You've got to follow the trend as to where the demands are and buy those properties in those trend cities, buy those properties in those trend, and get in front of it. The best thing is to be buying properties where you see the momentum going towards, and understanding, hey, if I buy in Atlanta, Georgia, if I buy in Topeka, Kansas, if I buy in Evansville, Indiana, I know that area is growing. I know that inner city is expanding. So if I buy right outside, I get cheap today, but then it's going to become a high demand 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road because it expands. Here in Dallas, I moved here 30 years ago, and you had Dallas, right outside of Dallas, you had Richardson, then you had Plano, then you had Allen, and now you got McKinney, which is one of the fastest growing. Now you got Anna, Melissa, everything's moving north. So anybody who bought properties in Anna and Melissa that was population 2,000 5 years ago is now population 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. And so seeing that, knowing that, you buy in front of that, you invest in that, you hold it, and now you capitalize 4, 5, 8, 10x your money. So one of the things that really we work on and we really sets us apart from everybody else is being in that network of investors and of bankers and all that. And when deals come to us, it puts us in the driver's seat to really analyze and destroy the property. And when I say destroy the property, we point out all the problems. We'll go into a property and we'll tell the seller, here's all the things are wrong. And I mean, we'll go into fine tooth comb about it. And what that does is that tells the seller, oh crap, I got more problems than I thought I had. I need to dump this thing. That then brings that price down. And so it allows you to negotiate. And we're very educated, we're very knowledgeable. Like I said, I have flipped over 200 properties. I've underwritten as a lender, as a direct lender, I've underwritten over 6,000 deals. And I've funded about 3,700, a little more. So I've seen them all. And one of the things that's unique is we can tell things that the seller didn't know was wrong with the property and the cost of getting that repaired. And so now, even if I don't buy it, somebody else is going to see it and they're going to, bring down the price. Just like that apartment complex. We had a distressed seller, right? And the bank did not want to let us assume the note, but they knew that that seller was about to default. And they saw our financials, they saw our strength. They said, okay, we'll let you assume the note. And then we went and did a due diligence where we walked all 94 units. We took pictures of every nook and cranny of that, over 270 pictures, and it was bad. It was ugly. We sent all that to the bank. Before we closed on it, we sent all that to the bank. Said, hey, we just finished up our due diligence. Here's what we discovered. It's over 300 pages of notes, over 270 some pictures on 94 units. And the bank called and said, so you're not going to buy the property? Like, no, we're going to buy the property, but I'm going to need another $1 million to fix it. And they said, okay, we can do that. But see, we showed them all the problems. We showed them all the issues. We pointed it out in great detail. And then they also knew we were an expert in resolution. We were an expert that could turn this property around. Today, that property is 97% rehabbed. It's 70% occupied, and now it's worth about $6.5 million. This was 12 months ago. We bought this property, remember, at $3 million, acquired the note at 4% interest rate. We got $1 million line of credit, so I'm into it for $4 million, and today it's worth 6.5. These are the kind of things that we help you learn to do. How to negotiate, how to find all the problems, how to really emphasize, oh my gosh, this is a problem, and I don't know if I want it, and walk away. And I said, well, no, hold on. Let's talk about it. And then you bring them in and like, okay, I'll do the deal, but here's how I can do the deal. Can you live with that? Oh, yeah. It's yours. Take it. I don't want it no more. Because now it's a headache for them. Now they realize, oh my God, I didn't even know that was there. I didn't know that was that bad. Didn't know it was going to cost that much. I don't want it anymore. And I'm out. That's what really helps bring that into where you bring those price points down, brings value, brings all that you're the expert. You're going to turn this thing around. But more importantly, you're going to solve their problem. And the more we present problems with solutions, the sweeter the deal becomes in our favor. Everybody wants to get in and churn and burn. I want to take a property, I want to flip it, I want to turn property, and we say slow down. Let's look at this for the next 10 years, and this is what we do on our free consultation. We want to know who you are, Martin, where you're at, and where you want to be, where you want to go 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You're sick of your job. You're sick of your IRA. You're sick of your 401k. You know that you can't have the lifestyle with the grandkids that you're hoping for. You know that that college tuition is getting ready to hit you. You know those weddings are about to hit you. So you're not financially prepared for all that life's about to throw at you. So you're getting into real estate investing and you want to build a portfolio of financial freedom. And that's what we coach. That's what we teach. So we look at it. And yes, we like to blend it. So, hey, Martin, let's go take this property. We're going to flip it and make $30,000, $40,000 on it. But this property over here, we're going to keep it. We're going to rent it. It's going to cash flow 2, 3, 400 a month, but it's going to triple in value in 5 years, in 7 years, in 10 years. So that $300,000 property is going to be worth $1 million. And guess what? That's in your pocket. And so we're going to do that. We're going to mix and match all the way through because we need cash flow coming in, but we need long-term generational wealth. And we tell people the minute you don't need cash from a flip, start holding properties. If I went back, here's the thing that I did wrong, Martin. If I went back to 1994 when I got into the real estate industry and I still had all those properties that I owned back then, I'd be worth probably $4 or $5 billion easily. So I've learned the hard way. If you don't have to sell, don't. And the good thing is you can leverage those properties. So as that equity builds, you can always refinance when rates come back down, jump on that bubble, refinance, pull that cash out because you still have a renter, a tenant paying that mortgage. So you're not worried about it. You pull some of that cash out, you take 6, 8, 10 properties, you pull $20,000 out of each one. Now you got another $150,000 to go buy 10 more properties. And you start multiplying and duplicating and expanding that for generational long-term value and wealth. I am a father of two and a grandfather of two. So I have two daughters. One is married. And I'll tell you a real quick story. My oldest daughter, she's the first one. When she was about 2 months old, Martin, I had another company, a landscape company. And I was working from about 4 in the morning to about 11, 12 o'clock at night. So when she was born, I was out running. And I came home one afternoon, got home early off the job site. And my wife tells me, hey, you know what? I was vacuuming the living room and I was looking over, and as I was vacuuming, she was following me. And right then and there, I said, I ain't doing this. I am not going to miss my firstborn growing up. And I went the next day and sold my company and got into real estate because I knew that I could control it. And the career that I had, the other company I had, I was going to miss my firstborn child growing up, and I wasn't going to do that. And I got into real estate, lending, investing. As she grew up, she got married. And the other thing that I don't know if you have any children, for all those out there that have kids, but to have grandkids, they will support that grandkids are 10 times better than the kids. Grandkids are amazing. And so when my daughter got married, I was so excited that, now we're going to have some grandkids, and she couldn't have kids. She had a situation that she wasn't able to have kids, and we prayed about it a lot. And a buddy of mine who I grew up with, I knew him since 4th grade. We were like brothers. We grew up together. We wrestled together, went to college together. He became a doctor. So did his sister, and his sister's husband was a gynecologist that specialized in this disease that my daughter had. So know your friends, know your family, and reach out to them when life hits you. Because I called my buddy, he was the best man at my wedding. I said, hey, Brett, do you know anybody that specializes in this disease? He said, oh, yeah, my brother-in-law, Paul, up in Tulsa. Like, oh, man. Sent my daughter up there. They had a consultation. They had a surgery, fixed her. My granddaughter was born 9 months later, 10 months later. Miracle child. And I'm telling you, she is my world. 99% of the time, she's on these podcasts with me. She's 2 years old today. She comes up here to the office all the time. I spend all my time with her. So father of two, grandfather of two now. And then that same daughter had a second child, a son. He's 2 months old, 3 months old. And you know what? It's all about family. And this is what I'm telling you. Every listener on here can relate to this, Martin, that The reason why you get into real estate investing is because you know that your future is not where you want it to be. You know that there's a better opportunity, a better tomorrow than what you have today, and you want more out of life. And so, as a father, as a grandfather, I get it. I've been there. I know it, and I live it. We loaded up. I had a podcast in Los Angeles, loaded up. Was going to take just my wife and my son-in-law because he works for me. And my daughter said, "Hey, we'd kind of like to go to Vegas too." I said, "You know what? Load up the grandkids, let's go." So we spent 3 days in Vegas and we wore those grandkids out. But that's what real estate will provide for you. That's the lifestyle it gives you. That's the luxury if you do it right. Flip side is you do it wrong, you're more broke today than you were yesterday. So you've got to have that understanding. Um, I live on a ranch here in North Texas. We have horses, cattle. I love to go elk hunting. I love the outdoors. I grew up on a dairy farm. And we just, the thing that real estate lending, investing has done has been life changing, not for me, but for everybody that we've impacted. Every person that we've talked to, every person we worked with, every person we coached has had a transformation of lifestyle. And everybody's level of success is different. And for me, yes, there's monetary rewards there, but it's the family life. It's the ability. My granddaughter and they just left before we got on this podcast because gotta have quiet time. So this is who we are. This is what we do. I've got a book out that we talk about in the coaching that talks about, it's called The Unshakable Self, transforming your life through spiritual, mental, and physical daily disciplines. And I really, really hammer this hard to my clients that if you aren't spiritually, physically, and mentally healthy, you can't face life's bullshit. You can't face the trials and tribulations that life throws at you. It will beat you down. And I'm telling you, I wrote this book from firsthand experience, as I shared with you. I've been through the financial crash. Had millions. We had millions. I had a yacht on Lake Texoma. I hobnobbed with the founder of Jason's Deli. I hobnobbed with Troy Aikman, who was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I was in that world, and then it was all taken away that quick because I didn't plan and I didn't have a coach. And so lost it all. Literally was living out of the Sunday newspaper, cutting coupons. My girls were little. They were, doing what we could to survive. Literally was living on $20 a week. We had 2 cars. We put as much gas in one as we could and drive back and forth to the jobs, dropping one of us off the other until that car ran out of gas. And then we jump in the other one until the next paycheck. And then we fill them both back up. And I've been there, done that. And one of my mentors is Zig Ziglar, worked with the man, love him, made me as successful as I. But he said, you know what? I was rich and I was poor. I really enjoyed being rich a lot more. And so people need to understand that in that book that I wrote, The Unshakable Self, it talks about trials and tribulations. And the more successful you try to become, the harder life hits you. But if you have a solid foundation, as we were talking, spiritually, mentally, physically, you can overcome everything. Because there's one secret that I'll tell everybody, and I won't even charge you for it. There's one secret to success. Never, ever, ever give up. Doesn't matter. But if you're not spiritually, mentally, or physically sound, you'll get sick. You'll get depressed. You'll give up on yourself first. You'll talk yourself into why this doesn't work. It's not for me. I'm just not in the cards. And that's total bullshit. That is total crap. Every one of us has the ability and the God-given right to have success. The difference is, are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? And in order to do that, you have to start with building yourself spiritually, mentally, physically. go get the book. It's on Amazon.com. It's called The Unshakable Self by Toby Potter, and I guarantee you it will change your life. And it will show you, been there, done that. And I'm not just preaching from a platform. Not only will I coach you, not only will I mentor you, but I'll invest in you. I'll lend money to you. I'll ensure that you have success, because if I'm putting money into you, we're going to have success. And that's who I am. That's what we do. So again, Martin, I want to say thank you so much for having me on here, for everything that you've done with your community. It's impressive to see who you are, what you've done, how big you've grown your community, how many lives you've changed. And again, it's an honor to be here with you. So what I want to do for your listeners, for giving me the opportunity here, I want to do a big shout out. So for everybody listening to this, do me a favor, do Martin a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment. And if you comment on this and you put on here financial freedom. So if you go to my Instagram, it's Toby Potter Official, and you comment financial freedom, I'll know that you listen to this podcast. I'm going to give you a free consultation. And we usually charge $1.99 for that. But because of what Martin's done with his community, with you guys, how much you're inspired to learn more, I'm willing to give that up to show you how do we go to the next level. So you can go to Toby Potter Official on Instagram, DM Financial Freedom, and we'll reach out to you, get that set up. You can also go to my website, globalintegrityfinance.com, or you can call into the office, 214-548-5190. But first and foremost, like, share, subscribe, put a heart on there, because this guy's amazing.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.